Hi everyone, Anthony Poptano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it is time for a review of the new Rich Brian album, The Sailor. This is a new LP from Indonesian rapper, singer, songwriter, major artist on the 88 Rising label, Mr. Rich Brian. At this point in 2019, it's only been a few years since the drop of Rich Brian's big breakout single, Dat Stick, but it still feels like an eternity. Since then, Brian has undergone a name change, he has treated us to one single after another, he dropped his full-length debut album, and also played a huge role in crafting his label's inaugural collective compilation summer album, Head in the Clouds. So Brian has kept pretty busy, and I did go into this new album of his with some high expectations. Not only because his debut showed so much promise, but the teaser tracks to this new LP were actually very good. Certainly more ambitious than anything he's dropped so far. You have Kids, which is this grand piano back pop rap track with soaring strings and personal verses about Brian's work ethic, his will to strive. It's a powerful cut in the vein of Jay-Z or Drake on one of those mental check-ins on an extravagant instrumental where he just kind of pens a little diary verse about everything that's been going on with him, all of his successes, all of his struggles. Meanwhile, the track Yellow presents a completely unexpected shift in stylistic direction in that the song mostly shows Brian singing, and I don't mean like auto-crooning over a trap beat. He is literally singing his ass off over this grand string-backed instrumental. It's an orchestral blend of psychedelic pop, of a little R&B too. It's like if you forced Kanye West and Mercury Rev to collaborate, and it came out pretty good. Brian's singing is certainly more expressive and on-pitch than I would have imagined, given just how monotone and cold a lot of his flows tend to be. There are various bits of instrumentation in the second half of this track that are quite cinematic, and the song really made me wonder if Rich Brian was going to be that next rap artist to kind of transcend the genre in a way, and make some huge musical waves outside of it. And if he is going to be that artist, I'm not sure if it's going to be on this album though, because while I do appreciate the wide variety of sounds and styles that he's trying to bring under one roof on this record, the way it's all organized to my ears comes off very surface level, a little disheveled. While there are high points on this LP, the whole thing ends up sounding like an album that doesn't really know what it is or what it wants to achieve. Case in point, the track Slow Down Turbo, a song that transitions so many times across its 4-minute runtime, it just doesn't really have much in the way of a focused idea or progression to it. Granted, I do like individual bits of this track, especially when Brian is rapping at a decent click, and then all of a sudden the audio of it starts speeding up and it gets more and more weird and intense. It's sort of a psychedelic moment on the record. Again, cool individual idea on this track, but nothing before it or after it really reinforces or builds. There are points on this record where I'm reminded of the Beatles' White Album in that we have some strange and unlikely genre clashes, a few weird song structures, but in that regard, nothing The Sailor presents is nearly as groundbreaking or exciting or well executed. There are certainly moments that come off quite eclectic, like the opening track that transitions us from this quirky rap banger to a weird spoken word passage about going outside, Brian noting that he forgot to brush his teeth, goes to the corner store, gets some iced tea, some bubblegum. Imagine taking the spoken word intro to Kendrick Lamar's Damn and making it so that it wasn't symbolic or representative of anything, it wasn't messaging anything. That's nearly what you're getting here, just sort of a random observational moment that is framed in a way where it's dramatic, but it's not actually. I do like the extra bit of psych pop vocal harmonies toward the end of the track though, that is quite nice. But most of this record doesn't come together as masterfully as the intro